There was a time when I didn't put much value on perspective taking. I just didn't think of it that much, to be truthful. Not with strangers, not with people who hurt me, and especially not with the people who mattered the most to me. If a relationship felt difficult, my instinct was for self-protection, opting for distance as I closed off and as I guarded my heart. If you've made any observations in this area, you'll know it's a pretty common human trait. You or I aren't alone in that. At the time, it all made wonderful sense. I'd lived through enough to believe that protecting myself was the safest place. And it was. But over time, through grief, betrayal, loss, healing, with my shoulder to the wheel of my own unfolding psyche and life, I guess you could say my perspective started to widen. It wasn't, or was no longer entirely about me. Things began to open up to be more, how would you say, inclusive of factors that were alive and kicking outside of my influence or what I thought I knew. Other people's responses and behaviors toward me that I previously didn't, and in some ways couldn't have access to. It was a gentle opening that happened over time, and it continues to be that way. None of this happened all at once, not at all. I noticed that when someone or something bothered me deeply, I got to acknowledge that I could feel it, I could know it, I could do all the self-examination things, wonder if I'd had a part, and if I did, was there anything I might be able to do differently? And I also began to take some time to steep myself in the other person's world, as much as I was able to with the information that I had. To wonder what their universe was looking like. Kind of like a painter. Good painters, in my opinion, put down 3 to 5 strokes, something like that, and then begin the dance of stepping back 5, 7 feet to get perspective on the whole landscape, not just the details. Never just the details. I'm a painter, I know. I discovered that perspective taking didn't diminish me, really, in any way. Didn't make me smaller. Perspective taking, interestingly enough, elevated the situations that had caused me pain to a level I'll just simply call a recognition of our common humanity. It made me steadier and stronger, always. To hold both my truths while allowing for the possibility that what someone else was carrying was something I might not even see and might maybe never understand. That needed to be in there too. And I don't feel ashamed that I once believed self-protection was the only safe place to live. That belief helped me survive, and it was enormously useful. But I don't live there anymore. Now I live in a place where awareness creates space, not just for me, and I, but it also includes space for you, them, and they. And that space of conscious awareness allows me to not only see but dwell in a land that contains a sense of vision, a clarity, a wisdom, most especially when it comes to myself and others. And I have to say, that's available to everyone. Beloved sweet beans, if there's a belief you're outgrowing, you don't have to rush it or push it. Evolution, personal transformation, won't, in fact, ever be a type of performance. It can't be. Not the true grit and gristle of it. It can only just be. Like the sun coming up over the horizon gradually from darkness, where you can barely see, expanding to something that holds ready and steady for the long game. Just as we're not able to push ourselves into the transitional, transformative space of conscious awareness, even though it's right and well that we try and continue to do so, we also come to know that the space is here and continues to be. It's entered by grace, and grace alone, which is also always here. You are allowed to change. You are allowed to see differently. You're allowed to grow without shame. And I'm right here with you, as you do. I do too. Thanks for showing up and listening in today. I'll see you soon.